But we are to look at this bowling attack, which we've touted as the most impressive in this World Cup because of the numbers that they've had. The difference between Jasprit Bumrah and the rest of the bowlers is something that India can perhaps, I mean, it's a conversation that we know we can have many times. In the last 10 overs, Bumrah has bowled 5 of those, gone for 26 and taken a wicket. The other bowlers have gone for 65 from those 5. That includes Mohammad Shami, I think, for 3, Hardik for 1 and Chahal for 1. Now, are you looking at that and saying that good on Kohli to keep Bumrah for 5 at the end to mitigate damage, or would you rather have used him any differently to greater impact?
I presume he kept the 5 at the end for Buttler. I think they're so nervous about what Buttler can do in that back end and how aggressive he can be that let's leave our best bowler. And I mean, wherever you use Bumrah, he's just fantastic, and he can perform.
You know, we can bowl 15 overs, but
yeah, maybe they'll even 10 at the death, just to really go for it. Look, I think the hardest bit is around the expectation of your spinners, and for them to go for 160 off their 20 overs was not something that anyone expected. So I think Kohli had to manage his bowlers in a different way. He kept trying to use the spinners, albeit them being expensive, but I think in the back of their mind, Bumrah's our guy. Do we hold on to him and save him from as long as we can? Yeah,
this is talk we had before game as well, Kartik, that because Mohammad Shami is becoming a sort of a strike bowler, it almost allows Kohli the luxury to use Bumrah differently. He comes in the 33rd and 35th overs and gets the wickets of Bairstow and Owen Morgan, which is sort of where you see Aaron Finch bring Mitchell Starc or bring Mohammad Amir back. So does that then say that, you know, does that tell you Kohli's done a good job of managing his bowlers, ensuring that Shami and Bumrah are split and everyone else tries to bowl around them?
Yeah, look, you've got good bowlers, so you want to try and use them to the best possible option. For me, I possibly thought in the middle when the openers were going great guns, could he have tried 1 over of Bumrah or a couple of overs of Bumrah at that point of time? Again, this was something which I was talking to Dan Vettori off air. With the spinners as well, yes, you are wicket-taking bowlers, but sometimes when the batsman's having a go at you, could you rather not bring your length back, possibly change your trajectory a bit, because they were allowing them to run at them. Because sometimes on a good track, you try and think that you're going to beat the man in the air. It doesn't happen. You keep getting hit. That's exactly what was happening. Every time they connected the ball, it was going out of the park. So in the middle, could they have had a chat? Because I'm pretty sure MSD is very good with that. MSD wants to get a work done, but if the captain wants you to do something different, could the spinners have done something differently? I felt they could have done something differently over there, with the captain going and saying, don't be too ultra aggressive, try and just play a bit of defensive game for a bit.
I'm quite intrigued by that. Maybe we'll carry this on a little longer as to how India spinners reacted to serious aggression. First time they've seen it in this tournament. Chahal, I get the impression, is the kind of bowler that if he's going for runs, he goes for plenty on the day. You work closely with him. What happens when sort of Chahal gets hit for a few early? Do you tend to think then that this is going to be a long day, or is there a way to sort of come back?
I think his default position is to attack, and I think that's the licence that's been given to him by Kohli and the rest of the Indian management. And they will take an expensive spell as long as there's wickets, and that was the thing that they didn't see today, is that there were no wickets. I mean, Chahal, it's very unusual for him not to take a wicket, and Kuldeep only taking 1. So they're almost a victim of their own success in terms of let's be aggressive all the time, and more often than not it's worked. But Kartik's right. I think in big games you've got to assess the situation, just like we expect batsmen to assess situations. We need spinners to assess it as well. And
he's ended up conceding the most expensive spell for India in World Cup cricket, going past Javagal Srinath against Australia in 2003. But the other argument is Kuldeep Yadav, 46 of his first 4. Then he's given 26 of his last 6 and taken a wicket. Now, is that just down to the tempo that England played at that time, or is it down to Kuldeep bowling better?
And the fact that he got that wicket. He got that wicket of Jason Roy, and thanks to a stunning catch. I don't know anyone else who could have made that and make it look so ridiculously easy. But I think that allowed him to come back. Sometimes, like the other day, Rashid was going at quite a few and over, and then MSD came in, and it allowed him to get his analysis back on track. So that that's why the point Swanee and Dan were making about Jos Buttler coming in at number 3, the analysis could have looked completely different. So sometimes it's the batsman you're bowling to as well, in the mood they are in and what you're trying to do. But on the other hand, look, most of the quality spinners are attacking bowlers. But sometimes that doesn't mean that you have to attack every time, because when it's not your day and when the batsman's having an answer for everything you put at him, you have to fall back onto something defensive, because it's that kind of a format. It's that kind of a format where you need to back up to come back again. If you're trying to be too ultra aggressive, thinking this is the way I bowl and this is the way then you're going for plenty of runs.